Welcome to the Product Biz Made Easy podcast, where we help you scale your product-based business. Your award-winning host and serial entrepreneur, Becky J. Anderson, created an 8-figure product-based brand that was sold all over the world and in big box retail stores. Each week, she will be sharing sales strategies, marketing advice, or inspiring interviews to help you scale your product-based business. Now, on to the show. Hey, Lucy, I'm so excited to have you on the podcast today.
Well, I am so excited to be here. I love any opportunity to chat with you.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. So for those that are listening that don't know you and don't know your business, do you want to tell us who you are and what you do to get started?
Absolutely. So my name is Lucy Splichal, and I'm the co-founder of Cheeky Physique. Cheeky Physique is a beauty brand primarily focused on anti-aging and firming body care products. So we're all about tackling those trouble spots. I launched the brand in January 2017 with my fiance. And since then, we've sold our products to thousands of customers in over 40 countries. We sell online as well as wholesale to spas, boutiques, and catalogs. And we've also just started to work with a distributor in Hong Kong and Macau.
That is so exciting. And to be selling that many places and just having started in 2017, that's incredible that you've already crossed over that 6-figure and you're continuing to build multiple 6 figures. So what gave you the idea? How did you get started with this?
So my background is actually in the fashion industry, but I'm sort of a lifelong beauty junkie. And I noticed that there are all these innovative products for the face and skincare and hair and nails, but not a whole lot with body care products. And I'm one of those people that has always loved body care products, particularly more high performance products targeting cellulite and skin. And I just saw an opportunity in the market to create something new and innovative. So when we moved from New York to San Diego, there was an opportunity to do something new. And I thought that would be a perfect time to try that.
That's so exciting, though. But how did you know how to get into that space? Had you had any background in it before?
I didn't, but there's actually this fantastic school here in San Diego. It's called the Soapmaking Studio, and they bring in instructors who are professional cosmetic chemists who teach courses on how to make lotion and all these personal care products. And I just sort of stumbled into a class there, totally fell in love with it, discovered I have this cosmetic chemist inside of me that I didn't know I had. And one thing led to another, but really that was the turning point that opened my eyes to see that, wow, this actually can be done.
Wow, that's so exciting. So when you created your first product, did you test the market, or how did you know that the products that you created would work?
So through a previous business that I was involved in, I did have an email list. So we first introduced the products to that list, and also family, friends, just sort of beta testing a couple initial products, and the response was actually very good. So just through that, one thing led to another, one product led to another, and fast forward over almost 2 years later, and we've got 10 SKUs and many customers. So it's just been a process of one step after the other.
You know, that's just how my business was too. You start with one step, and then you just keep moving forward and learning more as you go. So that's so exciting. So what platforms are you selling these products on?
We are primarily selling online, so we're mainly a direct-to-consumer company, and I think that's actually really important, especially in the early stages, to really have that personal relationship with your customers. So, of course, we sell online through our own website, but we also have quite a big presence on Amazon. That's actually been a very good channel for us, not only Amazon US, but Amazon Canada as well.
That's great. That's great. And you're manufacturing all your own products, right?
Yes, we are. We have our own dedicated facility here in San Diego. We work with third-party labs. Everything is GMP compliant, so it's these are quality products. Everything is manufactured as they should be.
Yeah, that's great. So in the beginning, when you were getting all that set up, what hurdles did you face as you were getting started and getting all that set up?
Well, manufacturing is definitely an interesting business. There's so many challenges that go just into the manufacturing process. So we've gone through so many hurdles of just equipment and space and our processes, but it's definitely we've learned a lot. And then of course there's the marketing side, which is just getting the brand out there. I think this is such an interesting time for small brands, small maker brands, because there's so much opportunity. But at the same time, there's so many other companies doing this, not just in beauty, but in fashion, in any space, really. So there's a lot of noise out there, and you really have to be just very persistent to stand out, to stand out from the crowd and everybody else.
Yeah, you do. You do. And I'll tell you, there's so much opportunity these days with the internet. But the manufacturing, I can really relate to that. I remember when I was setting that up with mine, and you and I have talked about how you started, just kind of stirring it up in the kitchen. I was the same way. I went from the kitchen to the garage to the barn to a building. It's just like you just learn as you go and one step by step. But that is so incredible that you've been able to do it in such a short window, that you started just last year and you're already being able to manufacture and do that. That's great.
Yeah, we were actually in our house for about 4 months, I believe, and then Jesse, my partner, and I realized that our relationship wasn't going to survive that if we didn't get a legitimate space. So that prompted us, and that actually was really good, because from the very beginning we had to take the business seriously, because we now had a facility and rent, and we had to keep the lights on in that space. So it actually ended up being a good move for us. We sort of jumped before we were ready, but it really helped us grow.
It's the way to do it, because you really do step up and do it, and you're treating it like a business and not a hobby, which I think does lead to more success.
Yes, and then we're still together, which was
That's awesome.
it is not easy working in your house with your fiance on a business.
That's awesome. You've been able to do that.
Yeah.
So what areas, since you have been able to scale so quickly, I know the listeners are going to be curious to know, how are you marketing your products? How are you getting that buzz?
So last year we did quite a few trade shows, and that really helped with the wholesale side of the business. We also work with a fantastic sales rep. I mean, she was just really a godsend. She actually found us through, I believe it was through a YouTube video that we had posted. But anyway, she had found us online. And so between that has really helped with the momentum on the wholesale side. As far as our retail side, just being on Amazon by itself has been, it's a great sales platform, and it's also just a great discovery platform. So we get so much visibility just being on Amazon, and a lot of people end up through Amazon coming to our website. So it's just sort of fueled a lot of exposure. We also work with a PR firm, so getting some of that publicity has definitely helped. And we're now starting to get more into the advertising side, driving traffic directly to our website.
I think it's great that you have stepped up and not been afraid to spend money to get your business going. Having a PR firm and putting money into ads on Amazon, those are things that a lot of people are afraid to do, but it pays for itself. Don't you agree?
I do, and it's scary. I will definitely tell you it's scary. And the other thing is that it can take a while to pay off. And I think a really good case in point is that we had exhibited at Cosmoprof, which is the biggest beauty trade show in the world. So we did that last July, spent a lot of money. I mean, it's thousands and thousands of dollars to do these big trade shows, and it was okay. We did get some benefit, but it and some sales and some orders, and it helped in other ways in terms of exposure, but I wouldn't have called it a positive ROI show looking at 2017. But what's interesting is that just recently, over a year later, we got a very, very nice order from our distributor in Hong Kong, who we met at that show, which at this point now I can tell you that yes, that was a positive ROI on that show, but it took almost a year and a half to pay off.
You know, when I was starting, I had the same experience. I did a show in New York, and I flew all the way to New York, shipped all my products in, and I came home without one order. And I remember going, this is never going to work. I'm going broke. But those trade shows, they ended up being that the early trade shows where I didn't get the orders, they ended up over time being my best source because of the contacts. And so one of the things I think the listeners want to remember too is as you're doing these trade shows, it's not always a ton of orders you go home with, but it's the contacts and the resources that you find there.
Absolutely.
I know I always like to walk the show too and see who was there and what other resources I could find while I was there, because it's amazing the people that you'll meet at the shows.
It really is. And I just think that there is so much to be said for just being in person, being out there and talking to people face to face, not just trade shows, but we just got back from a PR trip to New York where we did a desk sides tour, meeting with editors of major media outlets, and just the communication is so different. It's on such a different level. And I think there's this sort of, we think that everything now can be online because everything is online and it's so easy. But if you're one of those people that can step away from the computer and have the good fortune to do these trade shows or just get out there in different ways in person, it can lead to things that you can't even imagine that wouldn't happen online.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I agree with you 100% on that, and not being afraid to pick up the phone. Because I'm telling you, I got so much out of that. And if you're not afraid to pick up the phone, I'll tell you, I had an experience once with a competitor. I met a competitor, and I tried to meet all my competitors, but at a trade show. And so as my business got larger, I had a huge account with a big box retailer cancel my order on December 11th. And it was all Christmas related things. And I just picked up the phone and started calling everybody I had met at these trade shows, competitors and everything. And, it was a competitor who ended up helping me move my product, because I knew if I didn't sell it quickly, it would sit in my warehouse for a year, because once Christmas is over, you lose all those fragrances. So I'm with you 100% on that the connections of meeting all the people and having that face-to-face, because once you've had that face-to-face, you have that know, like, and trust, and it's so much easier to pick up the phone and ask for a favor.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm with you. I think it's great you were able to do that trip. So how do you market your products on social media? What platforms are you on, and how are you doing it?
So we are primarily on Facebook and Instagram. We do, I wouldn't say we're super, super aggressive with our publishing. Social media is interesting. You have to be on there if you're a beauty brand or basically any kind of brand. You have to have the presence there. We found that as far as driving sales, Facebook is the biggest driver of sales, a little bit from Instagram, but it's not as big of a driver of sales as a lot of people might think. At least that's been our experience, but it's still important to have that presence there.
No, I would agree with you on that. Everybody thinks Instagram is where the dollars are coming from, and it may lead traffic, but I would say I see most clients have more success on Facebook than anything.
Yes, absolutely. And I learned from you to go back to check the analytics, and the numbers don't lie. Facebook was about 10x every other social platform.
They do not lie. And I'll tell you, another surprise that a lot of my clients see is Pinterest is a huge traffic driver. So it's a platform a lot of people forget about, but it's a search engine like Google, and it is a big traffic driver.
It absolutely is. Absolutely.
So as you and I were talking, you told me about a giveaway that you were doing. Strategically, you put it in place to do a few things, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show, because I think it's an interesting thing that you did and the results you were able to get out of it. So let's talk about that, why you did the giveaway, how you did it, what the results were. Let's kind of work through that.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. I'm super excited about this giveaway, actually giveaways that we ran last month. So my initial inspiration for doing the giveaway was that I wanted a reason to re-engage with our email list, because we do so much business. Most of our business is through Amazon, and then wholesale. We have sort of been neglecting our email list, and honestly hadn't reached out to most people by email in over a year. So we had these 2,000 subscribers, previous customers, or just people who had signed up on the website who hadn't heard from us in a long time. But I know that there's so much potential in the email list. So I decided to do a giveaway as a reason to reach out, as a reason to re-engage with people that wasn't, oh, come buy our stuff. Nobody wants to hear that after they haven't heard from you.
Exactly.
Over a year. So long story short is that it was very successful, and we can break it down a little bit more.
Okay, so I think it is brilliant how you decided to do a giveaway instead of just sending out an email after not speaking to your list for a year. So that's a smart way to get back in touch with them. You would expect a huge unsubscribe rate after going a year. Did you find when you sent the giveaway that you had a large unsubscribe when you sent it?
No, it really wasn't. And also the spam rate, which I think is almost more important than the unsubscribes, because that's what flags you in your email provider's system. That was actually really low as well. So I don't have those exact numbers in front of me, but I know that the spam rate was within a normal range, and unsubscribes was on par with what we had seen with every other previous email that we'd sent out.
That's great. So why don't you tell us about the giveaway, what it was, how you came up with it, how you presented it?
So the giveaway, the way we framed it, because this was in September, was a fall beauty giveaway. So we created a collection of different beauty products, which included a couple of our own products, but also other products from other brands. And I knew that for this to be effective and to be really compelling, that it had to have a good dollar value. It had to be a prize with some substance. So the total bundle was a $200 retail value, and products, like I said, that included our products and other brands, but falling into this sort of fall beauty theme.
That's great. And I think a lot of people hear that $200 and get nervous, but one thing that we want to remind the listeners, $200 retail value, that's the dollar number that you tell the customers. If you're manufacturing your own products, say you have a $50 product, your cost on that would really only be like $10 or less, hopefully, so you have those margins to do the wholesale and the retail. And as you add up what your cost is versus what the value is, your cost is so much less. And on the flip side, the cost to do Facebook ads and advertising would probably be so much more than the cost of the basket that you're doing, correct?
That is absolutely true. And 3 of the products were our own. So just like you said, because of that fact, our actual expense was under $100.
That's awesome. And how many people did you get that opted in for the giveaway out of your 2,000 people on the list?
So that ended up actually being 250.
So that's a pretty high conversion rate, especially for an inactive list.
Yes, it was. And what was interesting also was that about 80% of the people that visited the page ended up opting in or entering the list. So I think as far as a conversion on the actual page, that was extraordinarily high.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. So then once you had the success with the giveaway with your list, what did you do as far as trying to build your list? Because I know that talking to you that you got some really big numbers on doing a giveaway to a cold audience.
So based on the success of that initial giveaway that we did to our list, we wanted to repeat that publicly. One thing I did want to mention, just to sort of drive home some of the unexpected benefits of this giveaway, was not only did it re-engage the list and created sort of like a buzz and just a feeling of goodwill, I think, among our subscribers, like, hey, they're actually giving back to us. They're not just trying to sell us stuff. Was that we inadvertently did do a very good number of sales just through the giveaway. It just putting the brand top of mind again. And after the giveaway ended, we actually made an offer for people to get one of the products that was included in the giveaway was our lip plumper. So we did a 50% off of that lip plumper as sort of a consolation prize to the people that did not win the giveaway. And that actually had a very good response. So I can tell you that the giveaway actually paid for itself many times over, which was, I wasn't even expecting, but I was very happy to see that.
That's brilliant what you did, giving an offer to those that didn't win, or even those that did win at a 50% off. So you're re-engaging the list and you're driving sales. So
Exactly.
I love it. So then what about your next giveaway? Tell us about that.
Yes, so based on the success of that giveaway, we decided to run the exact same giveaway, so the exact same fall beauty bundle, the exact same bundle of prizes, except this time we were going to promote that publicly to a cold audience that didn't know us. So to get the ball rolling on that, we did run some Facebook ads. We ended up spending about $135 on Facebook ads, and what was very interesting was that the giveaway itself ended up sort of going viral because people started to share it and post it on different forums and things like that. So we ended up getting quite a bit more of a response than just, our reach ended up going way beyond just the people that had responded to the ad. So when all is said and done, the primary way for people to enter the giveaway was that they had to subscribe with their emails. They had to submit an email address and agree to being put on our list. And so we ended up getting an additional 560 email subscribers through the giveaway. We also had a sort of like a secondary option for them to increase their chances of winning by taking certain social actions, liking us on Facebook or following us on Instagram. So through that, we got 119 Facebook page likes and another 216 Instagram followers.
That is an incredible ROI. So how long did this giveaway go? Like from the day you started it until you announced the winners?
So we ran a 2-week giveaway, and kind of from everything that I've been learning about giveaways, 2 to 4 weeks is an ideal window. We just ended up doing it for 2 weeks, and I think if we had run it a little bit longer, we probably would have seen even more momentum continuing to build, because it really started to ramp up towards the end. But 2 weeks felt like a really good period of time.
That's awesome. So when you did it with the cold audience, did you just put it out through Facebook ads, or did you put it out on your Facebook page? Did you put it on all your social platforms? How did you spread the word out so that it could go viral?
So that was just through Facebook ads. We ended up running a total of 4 different ads with different targeting, but the targeting was pretty broad. I had just focused on people that liked Sephora or Ulta. So I mean, basically anybody that's interested in beauty and likes those stores. And yes, that was literally it. It was just literally those ads.
You know, the cool thing about doing something like this and running ads, then you can get kind of a second wave, because you can retarget all the people that have clicked over to your website because of the giveaway.
That is absolutely right.
I love that. Right. So if you do the math on this, you've spent essentially $100 on the first one and $100 on the second one, or $100 and less. Mm-hmm. And yet you were able to get 560 subscribers, 119 followers on Facebook, 216 Instagram new followers, plus re-engage your list.
Exactly, and make sales on top of it.
And make sales on top of it. And so I want people to understand what a big deal this is. The cost of acquisition, 25 cents a customer. That is incredible.
It is, yes. I've tried so many things. I just think anytime you're in business, you try so many things, and a lot of times things just don't really take off or don't really work. You don't get the response. And I will have to say that giveaways were one of those things that did work and did get a response. So I'm very excited to continue tweaking and testing this strategy, but I think that there's some definite, this concept definitely has legs.
That's great. So it sounds like you will be doing giveaways in the future to continue to build your list and grow your sales. That is so incredible. So what other list building efforts do you do as a company to try to build your list?
So we do have pop-ups on our website. We have basically just your standard discount pop-up. Most people are doing it, but you know what? It does work, so why not? So when people come to the website, there are multiple places for them to sign up for our list on the website, but then there's also a pop-up offering a 10% discount. Now, we will be doing a split test to see if testing this giveaway offer versus the discount and see which is a more compelling offer for the pop-up. But I think pop-ups are very effective as far as building lists.
They really are, especially in e-commerce like this.
Yes.
So that's great. So it's fair to say then you'll be doing a lot of email marketing campaigns now that you've re-engaged your list and you're building it at such a rapid rate.
Yes, absolutely.
So that'll be a strategy going forward. That's great. So I'm so excited to hear about your company. Where do you see yourself going, like over the next few years to 5 years?
So there are different ways that you can expand your business. Obviously, it's within your existing market. You can introduce more products, or you can take your existing products and introduce those to other markets. And I feel that at this point, because we've gotten a really good response to our particular brand and our products, we are looking to expand that into other markets. So Canada has actually been, for whatever reason, our products are doing fantastic on Amazon Canada, despite the fact that people have to wait 2 weeks for the products and pay these extra customs fees. So we're really looking to expand internationally, starting with Canada, but then moving into Europe as well. And based on this new relationship with our distributor in Hong Kong and Macau, we're also going to be exploring opportunities in Asia. So we're looking for world domination, basically.
You are going to be a global brand, I know, especially looking at how big you are in just a year and 10 months. I'm not kidding. It's incredible. So are there any tools or resources or books you would like to share with the listeners that have helped you build and grow your business?
Well, actually, yes, I did want to share a few giveaway tools, because I think that's one of the hurdles that people come up against when you start to run giveaways, is what tools to use. And I would definitely recommend using a tool as opposed to like just having people sign up on your list or on your website to enter the giveaway, just because giveaways, there's some legal issues around that. You just have to be a little bit careful. So the software, basically all the different software providers, they guide you in that. They provide the terms of service and terms and conditions to make sure that you're legally compliant when you run your giveaway. So I do recommend using a tool. The one that we used was called Viral Sweep, and that tool worked really well for us, but there are many others. So just to name a few, just so people can do their research and see which one will work best for them. There's also Rafflecopter, there's Gleam, there's Wishpond, and ShortStack.
That's great. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you definitely should use a tool so that you're in compliance with anything and everything that could possibly come up there.
Yes.
So, well, I'm just so excited to see where your business goes, Lucy, and I really appreciate you being here and taking the time to share this with us. And is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have asked you that you think our listeners would want to know?
No, I think I love the questions that you asked, and I think that just my final parting words are just, this business, especially being in a products-based business, it takes a lot of persistence. And there are just so many times you hear no's or you're just ignored, and it's so tempting to quit. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to just throw in the towel. And I've seen so many other brands that had so much promise, and they end up folding after a few years. And I really think that in the end, it's those that persist that come out ahead. And there will be, for every hard time, there's there's a win that's just around the corner. And that's if anything, that's what I've seen over and over and over these past almost 2 years, is that it's hard and then there's a win. It's hard and then there's that big win. So just stick with it.
Oh, that's such good advice. Thank you so much. So now tell us, where can the listeners find you?
Yes, you can find us on our website at cheekyphysique.com. That's CheekyPhysique. The word is so easy to say, but it's hard to spell. Cheekyphysique.com.
Yeah, that's great. And they can find you on Amazon as well.
You can find us on Amazon. Yes.
That's great. All right. Well, I'll leave all that in the show notes so that they can find you. And thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I always love chatting with you, Becky.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to Product Biz Made Easy podcast. Now, don't forget to hop on over to BeckyJAnderson.com and grab your free strategy roadmap, as well as check out all the resources and things that there are over there to help you grow your product-based business. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.